This week, we have witnessed the most glaringly obvious display of emotional pandering on the Senate floor as tears flowed for a little girl and her father who drowned in the act of invading this country.
Today, I ask that we take a moment of silence for the migrants who have died as they have tried to reach the shores of the America that they dream of. The photograph that all of us saw this week should tear all of us up. For those of us who are parents, to see a toddler with her little arms wrapped around the neck of her father. There is nothing that we wouldn't do for our children, nothing, to give them a better life.
The feigned crocodile tears shed for enemy invaders and their innocent children fail to move me except in a direction of rage. I certainly am not suggesting that the loss of an innocent little girl's life is not a tragedy. I am suggesting that the tears of a crocodile are not as contagious, at least to me, as watching someone holding back a sneeze. I see through the Academy Award acting, and I know that the demon rats no more give a rat's ass about that little girl than they do about the 70 million murders in the womb in this country since Roe v. Wade. The demon rats give no more of a shit about that little girl than they do about the 500 million that were starved to death in the Middle East on account of our Foxtrot 9/11 war on terror and the hunt for a boogeyman, Osama, that died of kidney failure 10 years before he was killed. I don't see any tears for the hundreds of thousands of our citizens, brave men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces, who gave their lives in the tragically false belief that they were defending this country. I don't see any tears for citizens of this country who are murdered every day by criminals that the demon rats intentionally imported here to serve as their polling place vote enablers. I don't see any tears for the thousands of people who die in this country every day because of the drugs smuggled up from the border by the scumbags you shed your feigned tears for. I don't see any tears for the millions who are sold into slavery, children used by sick people who destroy their innocence to feed their sick perversions. I don't see any tears for the 800,000 children who disappear like a fart in the wind in this country every year. No tears for them. No empathy with or compassion for their families. Not a drop. I don't see any tears for the hundreds of dedicated law enforcement officers who lose their limbs and lives to protect the safety and freedoms of the rest of us, some of whom, quite frankly, hate those who protect us. And lastly, I don't see any moments of silence called for those who gave their lives in the many battles fought to save and preserve those freedoms that you tearful, seditious, conniving, traitorous bastards and your Techno-Nazi cohorts in Silicon Valley seek to destroy. I would like to call a moment of silence for all of those who I've mentioned and for all whom I neglected to mention. I call a moratorium on leftist libtards uttering a word until November 2020. In other words, shut the fuck up!
There is nothing that we wouldn't do for our children, nothing, to give them a better life.
Yes, nothing we wouldn't do. The very least all of us can do is to demand justice be served on traitors and invaders and get off our dead asses and make sure that the best president in the history of this nation wins a second term in the biggest landslide victory in human history. Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net4Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net4Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.